Trains provide a relaxing and reliable way to travel, often showcasing stunning views throughout the journey. But these trains are notorious for their death-defying tracks and cool landscapes, delivering some of the most exhilarating and hazardous rail adventures on Earth. As they twist through towering cliffs, fragile bridges, and perilous terrain, each route delivers pulse-pounding moments that'll keep you hanging on the edge of your seat. So, join us for today's video as we're going on a wild ride to explore some of the world's most creepy train routes ever to exist. Number 15. The Flåm Railway. The Flåm Railway in Norway delivers one of Europe's steepest and most dramatic rail journeys. Spanning just 12.5 miles, it connects the village of Flåm to the mountainous region of Myrdal, dropping from 2,833 feet above sea level to barely 6.5 feet. Don't let the short length fool you. This ride is packed with sharp gradients, tight curves, and scenery that looks straight out of a fantasy film. As the train winds through the Flåm Valley, passengers are surrounded by beautiful waterfalls, deep ravines, and towering green hills. The route passes through 20 tunnels and one bridge, all built to handle the extreme incline. Built in 1940, the railway has become a bucket list attraction, pulling travelers from around the world. But the beauty doesn't erase the tension. The steep drops, narrow turns, and roaring falls make for a pulse-raising trip. Whether you crave natural splendor or pure adrenaline, the Flåm Railway offers a ride that lingers long after the last turn. Number 14. Pamban Bridge. The Pamban Bridge in India ranks among the world's most dangerous and thrilling railway routes, an unforgettable ride into real risk. Opened in 1914, the Pamban Bridge links mainland India to Rameswaram Island. It stretches 1.2 miles and stands 41 feet above sea level. It's a historic marvel, but also one of the riskiest tracks ever built. Positioned in a fragile marine corridor, the bridge faces constant threats from brutal weather. Over time, it's been battered by violent cyclones and pounding waves, making each crossing potentially deadly. In 1964, a massive cyclone slammed into the bridge, derailing a train and hurling it into the sea, killing nearly 200 people. That moment exposed the full danger of traveling this path, especially during monsoon season when winds rage and waves crash hard. Despite everything, the Pamban Bridge still serves locals and pilgrims. Plans are underway to replace it with a safer structure. But even now, it stands as a symbol of endurance and the price of crossing nature. Número 13. Tren a las Nubes. The Tren a las Nubes in Argentina offers a thrilling ride to the clouds, but it's not for those afraid of heights. Located in the country's northwest, the Tren a las Nubes, or Train to the Clouds, climbs to an astonishing 13,850 feet above sea level, making it the world's third highest railway. Originally constructed over 27 years to link Argentina and Chile, it now delivers a spectacular journey through the Andes. The track is a masterpiece of engineering with 29 bridges, 21 tunnels, and 2 spirals to handle the steep terrain. A highlight of the route is the La Polvoria Viaduct, a 735-foot-long steel bridge standing over a 200-meter deep valley. This structure alone makes the ride unforgettable, but the elevation also brings real danger, altitude sickness, and tough-to-reach emergency support. The train faces extreme conditions, including monsoon rains and scorching heat. Still, Tren a las Nubes draws travelers seeking adventure and jaw-dropping landscapes, blending danger with beauty in the heart of South America. Number 12. Mumbai Local Trains. Mumbai's local trains are lifelines for millions, but they also represent one of the world's most dangerous transit systems. These trains carry over 8 million commuters daily, far exceeding their design capacity. Overcrowding is constant, with passengers clinging to open doors, hanging from sides, or even riding on the roof. The chaos becomes most severe during rush hours, when boarding and exiting often happen before the train comes to a stop. The carriages are packed shoulder to shoulder, leaving no room for error. Falls, stampedes, and trackside accidents are tragically frequent. Yet, despite the danger, these trains are essential, offering affordable transport across a city where traffic congestion makes road travel slow and unpredictable. For many, the train isn't a choice, it's a necessity. The people of Mumbai endure these risks with daily resilience, adapting to an environment where speed, survival, and timing are everything. Each journey is a gamble, but also a testament to human endurance. Number 11. Minami-Aso Route. Japan's Minami-Aso Route in Kumamoto Prefecture takes passengers on a bold and hazardous ride through one of the planet's most volatile volcanic landscapes, Mount Aso. This railway stretches 22 miles and cuts directly through the vast caldera of this active volcano, offering great views of steaming ridges and scorched terrain. But behind the view is real danger. The region endures frequent eruptions, releasing clouds of ash and toxic gases without advance notice. The railway's proximity to the crater intensifies the experience, putting travelers face to face with raw geological force. As the train snakes through blackened soil and fractured hillsides, the silence is pierced by the rumble of an unpredictable earth. The journey is exhilarating but carries risk, reminding everyone on board that they're passing through one of Earth's most violent environments. Despite this, the Minami-Aso line remains a popular route for thrill seekers who want more than a scenic view. It offers beauty, power, and a rare closeness to nature's most explosive force. Number 10. Glacier Express. The Glacier Express in Switzerland is anything but fast, but it's one of the most intense and beautiful rail journeys in the world. Covering 181 miles between Zermatt and St. Moritz, this scenic train slices through the heart of the Swiss Alps in an 8-hour ride known for its views and precision. Nicknamed the slowest express train on Earth, it's all about the journey. The route passes through 91 tunnels and 291 bridges, including the legendary Landwasser Viaduct, a 213-foot-high limestone bridge that curves dramatically into a tunnel. The train also moves through the 9.5-mile-long Furka Tunnel and reaches 6,600 feet at Oberalp Pass. Its narrow-gauge tracks and rack and pinion system help it maneuver steep climbs and tight curves. Massive panoramic windows give travelers a perfect look at UNESCO World Heritage zones like the Albula and Bernina landscapes. It's a mix of refined comfort, raw altitude, and engineering brilliance, turning every slow mile into a quiet, high-stakes adventure wrapped in alpine silence. Number 9. Darjeeling Himalayan Railway. The Darjeeling Himalayan Railway, better known as the Toy Train, delivers a scenic ride packed with danger and history. Built between 1879 and 1881, this narrow-gauge railway runs 55 miles, climbing from just 330 feet to a high of 7,200 feet. It's more than a train. It's a rolling monument from colonial India. The route includes loops, zigzags, and steep gradients to conquer the mountainous climb, but also brings serious risks. During monsoon season, heavy rainfall can trigger deadly landslides that block or damage the tracks. The train travels slowly, curving around narrow paths and sharp turns, often riding close to cliffs. Despite the danger, the ride offers stunning views of tea estates, dense forests, and snow-covered Himalayan peaks. It's a tourist favorite, drawing people from around the globe. But maintaining the line's legacy while keeping it safe is a constant struggle. To put it short, it's a ride through history, nature, and danger. Number 8. Burma Railway. The Burma Railway, also called the Death Railway, stands as one of World War II's darkest legacies. Built by Imperial Japan during the war, this 258-mile track was meant to connect Thailand with Burma for transporting troops and weapons. But behind the mission was a tragedy of staggering scale. Forced laborers, including roughly 90,000 Southeast Asian civilians and 12,000 Allied prisoners of war, were subjected to horrific conditions. Malaria, starvation, beatings, and unsafe work led to thousands of deaths. Prisoners endured backbreaking labor with minimal tools, often working through rain, heat, and exhaustion under constant threat of violence. The Hellfire Pass segment, carved through solid rock, became especially infamous. It was dug mostly by hand, lit only by torches, an image burned into survivors' memories. Today, the railway is partly preserved, with museums and memorials honoring those who suffered. Though much of the original line is no longer active, the Burma Railway still catches the focus. Number 7. Kuranda Scenic Railway. Australia's Kuranda Scenic Railway is a ride through the rainforest, but it's not as peaceful as it sounds. Winding through Queensland's Barron Gorge National Park, this 23-mile route cuts along steep cliffs, passes plunging waterfalls, and dives through 15 hand-cut tunnels. The train creeps over 37 narrow bridges, some suspended over deep ravines. At times, passengers ride so close to cascading water that it splashes onto the train. While the views are surreal, the danger is very real. Tracks cling to cliff edges, and rain can make them slick. Built in the late 1800s, the railway was a massive engineering feat, but it came at a brutal cost. Workers endured extreme heat, disease, and rock slides. Many lost their lives carving this line through the jungle. Today, it's a popular tourist route, but the tension never fully fades. With stunning vistas and a deadly past, this railway is a rare blend of tropical paradise and engineering wonder. Number 6. Hanoi Train Street. Hanoi Train Street in the city's Old Quarter offers an experience that's both electrifying and unnerving. Every day at exactly 3 p.m. and 7 p.m., a full-sized train thunders through a cramped alleyway, passing just inches from front doors, food stalls, and balconies. The 1,600-meter-long track cuts straight through a vibrant residential neighborhood where families live, cook, and go about daily life. Just moments before the train arrives, residents clear the tracks with practiced ease, pulling tables inside and stepping back against the walls. As the locomotive roars past, the space tightens to barely a gap, creating a surreal blend of routine and risk. Tourists line up at nearby cafes to watch the event, snapping photos as the steel giant slices through everyday life. Despite safety warnings, the tradition continues, and locals adapt with remarkable speed and coordination. Hanoi Train Street remains a vivid symbol of the city's rhythm, where danger and daily life collide in a space barely wide enough to breathe. Number 5. Outaniqua Chu Cho. Imagine riding a train that hugs cliff edges while the Indian Ocean crashes just inches below. That was the Outaniqua. Built in the early 1900s, this 42-mile railway traced the dramatic coastline of South Africa's Western Cape, linking the towns of George and Knysna. The views were nothing short of spectacular, but so was the danger. Sections of track ran alarmingly close to the ocean's edge, where salt air and relentless waves took a brutal toll on the infrastructure. Sudden storms could transform a scenic ride into a risky ordeal. Despite numerous repairs, the line eventually became too unsafe. By June 2009, authorities shut it down, marking the end of an era defined by beauty and risk. Though no longer in use, the Outaniqua Chu Cho remains a powerful reminder of early 20th century ambition, where man dared to challenge nature along the edge of the sea. Those who rode it still recall the blend of fear, wonder, and unforgettable coastline views. Number 4. Cumbres and Toltec Scenic Railroad. The Cumbres and Toltec Scenic Railroad in the American Southwest offers a journey that's both breathtaking and dangerously intense. Stretching 64 miles between Antonito, Colorado, and Chama, New Mexico, it climbs over 10,000 feet at the Cumbres Pass and skirts the dramatic edge of Toltec Gorge. Originally built in 1880 to access Colorado's mineral wealth, the track is now a rolling museum, but it's far from tame. Just 3 feet wide, the narrow-gauge rails curl around brutal curves and steep gradients. One wrong turn, and it's a sheer drop into the canyon. Wooden bridges, many over a century old, creak under the train's weight. The Lobato trestle, damaged by fire in 2010 and rebuilt, remains a stark reminder of the route's vulnerability. Despite constant upkeep, age and decay haunt the line. It's a ride through raw terrain, history, and uncertainty, offering an experience where beauty and danger move side by side. Number 3, Devil's Nose. Ecuador's Devil's Nose, or Nariz del Diablo, is one of the most daring and unforgettable railway experiences on Earth. This legendary route links the towns of Alausi and Sibambe and descends over 1,640 feet within just 7.5 miles. The path zigzags along a nearly vertical cliff, navigating treacherous switchbacks carved straight into the mountainside. Originally constructed to conquer the Andes' brutal incline, the railway's design was a groundbreaking achievement, but it came at a cost. Dozens of workers lost their lives during its creation due to rock slides, harsh terrain, and constant elevation shifts. Today, the train still creeps cautiously down the mountainside, offering views of sheer cliffs, misty valleys, and lush green drops. While modernized for tourism, the route maintains its tension and steep descents. Every twist brings a sharp reminder of its past, and a thrill that never softens. Devil's Nose remains a monument to ambition and danger, etched into stone and story, and still luring those bold enough to ride it. Number 2, Georgetown Loop Railroad. Take a ride through one of the most daring railways ever built, the Georgetown Loop Railroad in Colorado. Completed in 1884, this narrow-gauge line cuts through the rugged Clear Creek Canyon, connecting the mining towns of Georgetown and Silver Plume. Though only 2 miles apart, the elevation difference of over 600 feet made this a serious engineering challenge. The result? A series of tight spirals, sharp grades, and vertigo-inducing bridges. One of the most unforgettable features is Devil's Gate High Bridge, a towering span that offers terrifying views straight down. As the train climbs 640 feet, it navigates twisting turns and narrow wooden trestles that have stood for over a century. Just 3 feet wide, the tracks skim cliffs and ridges, daring gravity the whole way. Despite maintenance, the old wood structures remain vulnerable, and past derailments add to its fearsome legacy. Still operating today, it draws thrill seekers and history lovers alike. Number 1, Qinghai-Tibet Railway. The Qinghai-Tibet Railway holds the title of the world's highest train route, taking travelers on a bold, high-altitude ride. Stretching 674 miles from Xining in Qinghai Province to Lhasa in Tibet, the railway reaches breathtaking elevations, including the Tanggula Pass at 16,640 feet. Construction started in the late 20th century, and the main line was completed in 2006. The route cuts through some of Earth's harshest terrain, crossing the vast Tibetan Plateau and the Kunlun Mountains. Engineers had to solve extreme challenges like permafrost, using elevated tracks, pile-driven supports, and ammonia-cooled heat exchangers for stability. The scenery is stunning, with endless plains, jagged peaks, and deep valleys. But altitude sickness is a real threat. Oxygen outlets are installed at each seat, and oxygen stations line the route. Onboard medical staff help mitigate health risks. Although the railway has opened access to isolated regions, it has raised environmental concerns. If you found this video interesting, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon in the next one.